we've had the Arts Barge here for 3 weeks, and we've had a mass of stuff going on. We've had cabaret, comedy, folk, blues, you name it, people dropping down to do rehearsals. We've had a yoga class start up here in the last 3 weeks. It's just been amazing. Can't believe how good it's been.
The really surprising thing is that people haven't actually asked what's on. They've just pitched up to see what's on because just they like the place. Because the key has been is the space, because it's such a nice place to be. So you turn up and you can just relax. And so people are prepared to take the risk of taking in arts and music that they probably haven't seen or heard before, which is that's what it's all about.
It's been fantastic. It's sold out every ticketed night. It's been a sellout success. It's worked incredibly well.
The amazing thing for me has been the curiosity of the people in the area. The fact that people have actually come down. Without them, it would have been an empty barge and empty tables. People are interested, they're keen, they want to play music, they want to gather together, they want to meet other people, they want a community kind of feel to where they live. And that's been the most impressive thing to me, actually, about the whole thing.
We've got a couple in particular, 2 people who are local residents who've been coming down every day, not just during the day to have their lunch and to have a cake and to have a coffee, but in the evenings to enjoy all of the different things that are going on. One of the regulars, Trevor, said to me the other day that he doesn't know what he's going to do next week when we're not here, which is heart-rending. But it's not just about it being a venue for things. It's about it being a community base, a centre for people to come and hang out with each other, somewhere other people are going to be.
I found it very entertaining and made quite a few friends.
I feel like I've been on holiday, met so many lovely people, enjoyed a drink, seen all the things that are going off, the rag rugging, everything. I think it should be here permanently.
Well, I've enjoyed the jazz evenings and the Irish, and there's been a couple of good comedians as well. Well, if I won the European lottery, that'd help them out a bit. I think it's a wonderful thing.
You can't come along and not be caught up in it just seems to have been. I haven't been here enough, unfortunately, but it just seems to have been an almost carnival atmosphere for every single time I've been here. And also I've just spent so much time talking to people who I didn't know and who didn't know me. But just discussing the barge has been a nice way of kicking off a conversation. And then everyone you meet seems to be like-minded in that they're enjoying what's happening. It's marvellous.
It's a focal point for musicians across all genres, people of all ages. It covers the visual arts, it covers performing arts. It's just something for everyone.
It's been a very condensed experience. Obviously we've only had a month or less than a month. So what we've done is we've had a turnover of visual artists from the York Open Studios, but they've only had 3 days each maximum. Some of them even less, and so it's been quite an intensive experience setting up, because it's quite a big space in there, filling that with your artwork and being here. Artists have been here every day and running workshops, things like that. So it's been a really good intensive experience. We've had a few sales as well, so and just seeing the artwork change every 3 days has changed the space. So people come in, a couple of days later, and it's like, oh, it's all different. Just really, really, really good.
I like to think that the folk and the jazz and that kind of stuff has been for our age group. It's good to get everybody else involved in it. But there's been sort of like the magic, the theatre and the comedy nights of it, I think, been more directed at young people to get them along, and they've been brilliant. So yeah, that has been quite a lot for the youth.
We did our night fairly early on. And so it was quite interesting because there were lots of people there who'd just been sitting out here having a few drinks who didn't really know what the hell was going on, but it was really nice because they came down and they were taking advantage of the reasonable beer and sitting down and thinking, well, we'll sit this out for a little bit and see what happens, and then everyone just really got into it because it doesn't feel like a horrible kind of chain run place that everything's by the board. It's a nice relaxed atmosphere where everyone can have a few drinks and chill out, and there's always interesting people to talk to, and everyone who runs it is perfectly happy to talk to everybody who's in it about it. and I just got purely positive feedback from it. It was fantastic.
Like really fun, like being involved with the Arts Barge project, and it was my first year as part of ANDHOW as well, so it was really great, and it was great that we got like so much support as well. Like we didn't expect to have like a full house on each performance, but we had a full house, so it was really awesome.
The company's brilliant, the music's different, unique, but equally as good as anything in York at the moment.
There's nothing quite like it, I don't think.
Yeah. The beer's cheap, and you're on a barge. It's just you're on a barge. It's cool.
We've got to test out basically whether people have come here in droves because it's been here for 3 weeks, or whether they would come here in those numbers if it was here for a longer period. So realistically, another season, I think, probably 4 to 6 months next year if possible.
Well, firstly we need a mooring, which means that we have to apply for all the relevant permissions, including planning permission. That in itself is a fairly big job, organising the integrity of the mooring, security, obviously safety, all the services that go with running a large venue in York. Buying the boat itself isn't necessarily such a big issue apart from for the funding. There are boats available out there which are roughly the right size. We need it to be a certain size to be economically viable. It needs to be sustainable, self-sustainable, which means that we need enough space to be able to run it at a profit. Even though we're a not-for-profit organisation, we need to make enough money to keep it going and not rely upon handouts. That's not the point. The point is it works commercially, but it's still of benefit to the local community.
This boat, we think we may possibly get hold for about 60 to 70,000 pounds. On a business model, it's very sustainable because that effectively for a premises is extremely low, and we know the money that we've turned over this month. It's been a really good turnover, been very healthy.
We know for sure that if we've got a barge here, it'll work because people want it, and that's what people are saying. Like, this is the thing that's missing from York.
What will probably happen next is big fundraising, and also putting it out there to local businesses. I'm sure we'd find people who would be interested in investing in this because it's not just a bit of fun, community fun. It's a really good business model that everybody can make a little bit of money. It could work well.
As a concept, it works. It's a fantastic city centre venue. It's made thousands of people happy, walking off smiling, which we consider to be a success.